BTS News Today. In the middle of a night filled with flashes of spotlights, thousands of cheers, and tears of emotion, the recently completed concert left an atmosphere that was not easily forgotten by anyone in attendance. But it wasn't just the fans who felt the emotional intensity of the moment. Behind the scenes, something unusual happened. Si Hyuk, founder of HYBE and an important figure in BTS's journey, personally called two BTS members, Jungkook and Jimin, moments after the concert ended. A big question arises among the army and the media. What exactly is it? The call took place backstage, after a very emotional and intimate performance from the BTS members. Jungkook, who appeared to have tremendous energy despite his military service, appeared sweaty, exhausted, but with eyes that glowed energetically. On the other hand, Jimin, who recently returned to the public after a fairly quiet period, was seen shedding tears after the concert was over, a sight that surprised many. But not many people know that shortly after, the management staff comes up to them and hands them their phones with Si Hyuk on the other end, asking to speak directly to the two. According to an inside source who did not want to be named, Si Hyuk's tone at that time sounded serious but full of warmth. "It's not just about your performance tonight," he said, "but about something bigger than that." The two members looked speechless, listening attentively. Behind the conversation, there are emotions that stick out, a mixture of hopes, future plans, and maybe also honesty that has been buried. A lot of speculation has sprung up. Some said that Si Hyuk highlighted the emotional dynamic that felt strong between Jimin and Jungkook during the concert. Throughout the night, the two seemed to stare at each other several times with heavy glances, as if harboring an unspoken story. In one moment, Jimin even hugged Jungkook long enough in the middle of the stage, making the army crowd cheer and cry at the same time. Is it just an expression of friendship, or is there a personal burden they are sharing? Si Hyuk is known as a figure who pays attention to the smallest details of each artist's appearance. But this time, his tone is believed to be more than just an evaluation. Some industry observers judge that there is a very private discussion going on between the three. It's not just about the concert, but maybe also about their future, both as individuals and as part of BTS. Interestingly, after the call, Jimin was seen walking alone to one of the backstage corners and sitting in silence for quite some time. The staff was worried because he looked down and did not respond when called. Jungkook, who had just returned after having a conversation with the other staff, went straight to Jimin, sat down beside him, and patted him on the shoulder. They didn't talk much, just sat side by side in silence. But from a distance, the atmosphere felt more touching than the thousands of words they could utter. The media who knew about the call from Si Hyuk began to wonder, is this a sign that there will be a big change in the dynamics of BTS after the end of the military service? Will Si Hyuk take any strategic decisions involving Jimin and Jungkook specifically? Several theories have sprung up, ranging from the possibility that the two will start a duo project, to speculation that there will be a new approach to BTS post-military rebranding. However, more than that, many ARMY considered that this moment hinted at an emotional struggle within the members, especially Jimin and Jungkook. The two are known to be very close, but also very personal in conveying their feelings. The concert seemed to be an open stage for emotions that had been suppressed. Every song they sang together that night felt like a silent conversation between two hearts that understood each other more than anyone. Some fans also linked this to Si Hyuk's post a few weeks earlier on social media, which featured a photo of an empty studio with the caption, "Time to start all over again." Now, after that mysterious call, the meaning of those words began to unfold. Did Si Hyuk see anything in the concert that night, perhaps in the dynamics, quality, or depth of emotion between Jimin and Jungkook, that led him to a certain decision? It has been speculated that Si Hyuk wants to work on a new, more personal work, something that reflects the deep relationship between the members, and Jimin and Jungkook might be the pioneers. Given the incredible chemistry they showed on stage that night, this idea didn't sound impossible. There are even rumors that the upcoming music project from HYBE will be heavily inspired by the emotions and personal dynamics between the two of them, rather than just an industrial formula as before. However, not all theories are positive. Some are worried. Some army members were dismayed that the conversation indicated that there was great pressure on the members to come back soon, or to do something beyond their current emotional capacity. In previous interviews, both Jimin and Jungkook have stated that the post-military transition period is not an easy one. They need time to reorganize their self-identity and the way they see the world. If Si Hyuk now pushes them forward too fast, will this affect their mental health and relationship? The tension between the euphoria of the concert and the silence after it has always been part of the entertainment world. But this time, what makes this event so interesting is the personal involvement of Si Hyuk, who has been known as an important figure but rarely communicates directly with members emotionally in public. It shows that something very important is happening. Perhaps this is the beginning of a new phase of BTS. It may also be about a tough decision that Jimin and Jungkook have to make as individuals. A few hours after the concert was over, HYB's social media did not upload anything as usual. No thanks, no stage portraits, no behind-the-scenes videos. What emerged was just one post from Si Hyuk's personal account that shocked the army around the world. A silhouette photo of two men standing in the middle of an empty stage with the caption, "Some stories begin in silence." Some stories begin in silence. This upload went viral in a matter of minutes. Many were convinced that the silhouettes were Jimin and Jungkook. And the stronger the suspicion that whatever is talked about in the call will be the beginning of something big, whether it's a musical project, an emotional statement, or even a new chapter in BTS's history. In an interview held 2 days later, when one of HYB's senior music producers was asked about the situation, he simply replied with a meaningful smile and said, "Whatever you saw at the concert that night, it wasn't a coincidence. It was a real emotion. And sometimes, from that honesty, something extraordinary is created. Now the whole world is waiting. Is this the beginning of the great project of the duo Jimin and Jungkook? Will BTS return with a more personal and emotional concept? Or does Si Hyuk see something in the two's relationship that is so strong that he feels he must protect and facilitate them towards a more honest artistic expression? What is clear, the phone call was not just an ordinary check-in. It was a symbol of a crucial moment, a sign that in a bright, camera-lit world, there is still room for personal conversations, big decisions, and feelings that change the course of history. For the army, this story is just beginning. And for Jimin and Jungkook, it's time to set their own pace, perhaps for the first time, truly as themselves, with their voices, their stories, and the songs they've handpicked for the world. And all that, starting with a phone call.